Welcome back, everyone. So the purpose of this video is to teach you how to read my watch list. And just as a heads up to everyone, do not ever even think about taking a trade that anyone calls out if you can't read their watch list correctly. So we're going to make sure that you can do that and have it be crystal clear. So the example that I'm using is, of course, going to be Uber. This was a trade that we took just a few days ago, and it looks a little something like this that I have up in the top right here. So you see 25p. First of all, the 25p means that's the strike price that we're looking at, right? So Uber 25 puts. If it's 25c, that means calls, right? And I'm always dealing with weekly expirations. So this week's expiration is what I'm targeting unless I explicitly type in and specify otherwise, and I'll do that in brackets. But if not, we're dealing with this week's expiration. So we see the 25p, right? And then we see the less than symbol, it's the angle pointing left, right? If it's pointing right, that's greater than 2405. So what does that mean? Particularly when we look at Uber, we see for that day we made the trade, and this was a trade that ran for 200% plus. This was a great trade that I called out on Friday, a great trade that we were able to take advantage of. But what does it mean? How do you execute this properly? Because I'm saying, if you read it, it's 25 puts less than 2405. Well, okay, well, here we are at opening, 9:30, and we're less than 25. Does that mean enter right away and take puts? That's how it would read, and I can understand that. But it's a little bit counterintuitive, and I want you to understand. What it means is that when we break through, I'm waiting for it to break through 2405, and I have a price trend line up here. This is IBKR, Interactive Brokers. If anybody's interested, look in the description. I have a link to it. But I have a price line here. So once we touch or break through, that's where I'm entering on 25 puts, all else equal, of course. And there's a lot of nuances to what you should look for when entering, but we're trying to keep this simple, reading my watch list. That's what it means. It doesn't mean less than 2405, enter at 25 puts, because that would mean right at open, we are less than, right? At 2382, here we are at 930, 931. It doesn't mean grab puts right here, because if you did, you'd be stopped out as we moved up. It means as we move up, I want to touch this or break through. And you can see we break through by about 5 cents. And then this is the rest of our day. And that's a beautiful take. So again, on my entries, it doesn't, if we're underneath to start, that's what I'm looking for. Now, if we do end up in a scenario where we open above, let's say we opened at 24.15. Yeah, then when we break through on the way down, then we take it, right? But when it's under, I want it to go up, touch, and come down. But what if this was calls? Right? What if that was a 25C? And let's just say that I set my entry point to 2340. And it said 25 calls greater than 2340. What that would mean is, yeah, we open greater than 2340, but then I'm looking for it to come down, right? Hit 2340 and then make its move. Either touch it or break back up. So that gives you an idea of how to read my watch list. Be sure that you understand this. Just go through it again. Review this video as many times as you'd like. I made it short, straightforward, to the point, because I wanted everybody to understand. So that's how you do it. Always make sure you understand a watch list before trying to trade it. I think that's simple, easy advice. And yes, it is a little bit counterintuitive. And no, just to restate, it does not mean that if we are under on puts when we open that you immediately grab it, or above on calls that you immediately grab it. We want it to go up for puts, touch or break through, and come back down. And for calls, we want it to come down, touch, and break through. Unless, of course, I have calls that are listed above or puts that are listed below open. So hopefully that helps everybody. If you have any questions, please feel free, ask away. I want to make sure everybody is 100% crystal clear.